Good evening, hockey fans. For tonight's NHL matchup is your Utah Hockey Club back home to take on the Vancouver Canucks as I battle figuring out which broadcast is going to show me the game. Your lineups for tonight: Utah, Keller, Hayton, Schmaltz on the top line, McBain, Cooley, Gunther on the second, Maselli, Bukestad, Kraus on the third, Kirkoni, Stenlund, Kerfoot on the fourth. Sergachev and Mata on the top D pairing for Utah, Cole and Kessering on the second, Valimaki and Kolyachonok on the third, and Vejmelka in net for Utah. Looking over to Vancouver, Garland, Miller, Besser on the top pairing, DeBrusk, Pedersen, and Sasson on the second, Heinen, Suter, and Sherwood on the third, and Joshua, Bluger, and Hoglander on the fourth. Hughes and Myers on that top D pairing for Vancouver, Susie, and Juleson on the second D pairing, Brandstrom and Desharnais on the third, Demko in net. As we still try and figure, there we go. What an odd broadcast. Took about a whole minute, or, whoa, this is odd. All right. Well, this is going to be fun. Utah trying to ring that around the Vancouver net, tied up behind it, though. Hughes able to steal that away. Quick passing by Vancouver back in their own zone. They're able to clear it out into the Utah zone, pin up against the left side boards instead, though. Tries to get that back to the point for Hughes. Won't be able to. He'll pick it up and neutral ice instead. Tied up and neutralized. Both teams fighting for it. Utah back up the other way. Schmaltz up the right side, trying to get a centering pass. Tied up instead. He'll double back to the line. Gets that to Kesselring in front. Back to Schmaltz. Circling that right side. He'll leave that for Cole at the right point. Push back to the right side. It's Keller now. Circling, trying to get to the slot. No, won't be able to. Shot bounces up instead. Schmaltz moving up the right side. Taken away by Vancouver, though. Back up the other way they come. Dumped in. Racing for it. Sasson. Push back to the left side boards of Utah's own shot from left side point. Bounces in front. Vejmelka able to grab the saves there when needed. Keller now with it. He'll leave that back behind the Utah net. Kesselring there to pick it up. Quick passes up. Or at least he'll try to. Leaves that back for Schmaltz in the Utah zone instead. Looking for a long pass up through neutral ice. Won't find it. It'll bounce back to the Utah end. Vejmelka will just hold that behind the Utah net. Pushed out right side. And Utah will clear that all the way back down. Here's Cooley up the left side, doubling back to the line. He'll get that in front. Shot for Gunther. That one goes wide. Looking for a rebound. It'll bounce instead. Cooley back down to the point with it. Looking for a shot. Hits a body. Goes wide instead. Battling for it behind the net. McBain was the one trying to find it there. It'll bounce to the right side instead. Vancouver looking to clear, and they will. Heinen trying to pick that one up in neutral ice. Utah pick it right back up in their own zone instead. Valimaki will push that to the right side of the Utah zone. Right back to them as they try to evade the Vancouver pressure in their own zone. Utah looking for long stretch passes up through neutral ice. They'll find it. Left to the left side, moving in. Looks like Maselli looks for a backhand, won't find it. Carconi, the one with the shot there. Stenlund trying to fight for it in the left corner, won't find it. Kerfoot also not able to, but kept in. Stenlund able to grab it, push back behind the net. Kerfoot racing for it. Tied up in the right corner. Able to pick it up, but pushed back to the right side. Myers, or Susie, able to push that around the Vancouver net. Trying to clear, barely kept in at the line. Vancouver regained control of it, though. Susie back with it now. Vancouver doubling back in their own zone. Juleson with it. He'll give that back to Susie as both teams look for a change. Vancouver moving back up ice with it now. They'll dump it in right side of the Utah zone. Vejmelka looking to slow, won't be able to. Looking for a pass in front for Vancouver, won't find. It'll end up right side instead. Besser trying to fight for it. Miller, the one that pass was trying to go to in the first place. He'll find it behind the Utah net instead. Bukestad pass in front. Besser not able to hold that pass, though. It'll be tipped out of the Utah zone all the way back down to the Vancouver end, trying to push that up their neutral ice quickly. It'll be tied up instead. Besser back with it. Won't find much success, though. He'll just be forced to dump that left corner. Bukestad will get to it first. He'll push that right side of the Utah zone. Long passes up, won't find it. Instead, it'll be dumped back into the Utah end. Pedersen trying to race for it. Sergachev now with it, left corner. Looking to clear, barely won't, kept in at the line, or they say it won't. Looks like it barely wasn't. That one offsides. 16:12 left in the first, as this broadcast is something else. I'm sure this would be way better if you had the commentators actually giving you the stats, but so far it's just a smaller screen, and like the lines are something, I guess, could be helpful. Keller back with it now as Utah wins that left side draw outside their own zone, trying to move it up through neutral ice. It'll bounce back into their own zone, but they'll regain control of it without problem. Trying to move it into the Vancouver zone, won't be able to. They'll pick it up in neutral ice, passing it up in their own zone. Tied up right side outside the zone, outside the Vancouver end, though. Utah able to pick it up, dumping it back in. Vancouver able to grab it, moving up quickly now. Pass across to DeBrusk, not able to hold that. It'll bounce back for an icing instead. 15:42 now left in the first. We head back to the Vancouver zone for the face-off. Yeah, this broadcast, the lab, I believe they're calling it. This is a lot going on. Good Lord. Left side draw in the Vancouver end. Push the left corner. Pettersson able to gain control of it, trying to move out with it. Able to barely clear that out at the line. Utah trying to regain control, be pushed deep into their zone anyway, but Vancouver going for the change. Utah back behind their own net with it. Moving up through their own zone, looks for a centering pass over to Cooley, I believe. Won't find it. Be dumped in behind it instead. Right corner. Utah back with control. Pressure, though, trying to cut through their own zone. Cooley with it. Moving up their speed, up the left side. Trying to get a centering past McBain, won't find it. Gunther looking to keep it in, won't be able to. He'll double that back to the Utah end. Back up through neutral ice, though. Back to Gunther in front. Cutting that over to Mata with it, circling the net. Trying to get that in front, won't find it, but Gunther will pick it right back up behind the Vancouver end. Doesn't last long, though. Vancouver looking to chip that into the Utah end. Will end up left corner. Both teams fighting for it. Maselli will pick it up, looking to clear it. Barely will, but a bad pass, and Vancouver picks it right back up in neutral ice. Stenlund trying to apply some pressure. Vancouver in their own zone. Hughes with it now. Long pass up left side. Vamelka looking to hold. He will. He'll get that over to Mata. Pressured instead behind his own net. Couldn't hold that for long. Long pass up. Kerfoot with it. Moving back up the other way. Leaves it in the slot. For Maselli, moving in. Backhand. Won't find it, though. Great defense from Vancouver there. Bluger just gets right in front of that passing lane there. Prevents anything Utah would have tried. Great job by him. Utah back down in their own zone with it. 14 minutes now in the first. Shots currently only sitting 1-0 Utah. Just been a lot of rushes back and forth so far. Looking to move that in, won't be able to. Was that one called offsides? It looks like. And it will be 13:51 now left in the first. Both teams some good chances rushing back and forth so far, but not much in the way of actual offense and shots, but good pressure if nothing else. It looks like they're going to commercial now as we try and make our way through this weird broadcast. I guess we're going to commercial. You're listening to Vancouver, Utah, on Utah 801, Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back when the game's back, I guess. Stick with us tonight. It's going to be a fun one. 13:51. Oh, there's the option. There we go. Yeah, that. All right. Thanks, man, for letting me know. Yeah, this is way better. I'll, I'll put a picture up during the intermission of what the broadcast looks like, but we're back to the normal one now. 13:47 now. Vancouver back in their own zone. Looking to clear it out left side. They will. Bounce in front. Besser with it. Or Miller trying to get it up to Besser. Won't be able to. Vamelka, he'll dump that left corner. Both teams digging for it. Vancouver comes away with it. Left side. Trying to cut in front. Shot saved by Vamelka. Catches a body in front there. Another shot from the right side, right into the glove of Vamelka. Garland, the one racing around the zone there, getting shots from all sides. Shots now tied at 1, and broadcast fix. Yeah, that is something. Neat idea, but not not when it takes up half the screen. Both teams, some good rushes so far, but nothing much in the way of actual offense. Just a lot of just being in the zone, if nothing else. So we'll see if either team can really pick it up. Utah win that draw back right side in their own zone. Schmaltz with it now. Trying to push that up to Keller. Won't find it. Be picked up in the Vancouver end. DeBrusque pass goes just too far for him. Schmaltz will pick it up instead. Left side, pressured by Pedersen. Forced to push that around into the right corner. Keller there to pick it up. Trying to get that back to Schmaltz. It'll still end up kind of behind the Vancouver net now. Vancouver looking to push that out right side. They will. Pass in front. Long pass up. Too far, though. Looks like that one in icing. Sasson, the one they're trying to get that shot down deep. 12:57 left in the first now. Really has not been a lot. As I pointed out in a lot of the previous games, it's really been that first 5 or so minutes where the opponents really had a lot of control, and then Utah decides how they want to take it from there. Whereas in this game, not much of that has happened. It's really just been a rush back, nothing shot wise. I guess a good defensive game, if nothing else, so far. We'll see if that continues. Maybe we end up with a low score tonight. Left side draw outside the Vancouver end. Utah wins that back, able to push that in right side. Cooley trying to get a shot across to Mata. Won't find it. Sergachev will keep it in instead. Trying to push that around to McBain. It'll go all the way back to Cooley, right side. Pressured by Miller. Set up in the slot for Sergachev. That shot goes wide. Trying to rebound in front for Gunther. Won't find it instead, though. Vancouver back up the other way. Pass up to Besser. Won't find it. Tied up in the right corner. Will end up behind the Utah net now. Garland fighting for it. Pedersen in front of the net looking for that pass. Won't find it. It'll end up back to the left point. Pedersen in front with it now. Back to left point. Shot blocked in front. Kept in by Juleson. Susie, the one with the shot there. Susie, another one. That one goes wide. Besser trying to tip that in front. Off a Utah skate. Vamelka with the hold. That one kind of just bounces right to him. I think Garland, the one trying to set that one up in front there. As soon as I said something about the offense, now teams are getting that pressure, getting into that zone, getting set up, and just at this point, throw things at the net. There has not been a lot of offense. The goalies might not be ready yet. So if you're either team, just throw something at the net, see what happens. Both teams continuing that good defensive pressure, though, getting those bodies in front of those pucks, blocking those shots, and just really preventing any good shots in front, forcing teams to do something behind the net or down at the point. Left side draw in the Utah zone. They win it, looking to clear, but it hits a body and bounces back into the zone instead. Stenlin trying to push that out right side. Vamelko will grab behind the net instead. Leave that for Kesselring. Trying to get that up to Kerfoot up the left side. Not quite able to. Juleson trying to push that behind the Utah net. Kesselring will get to it first, looking to clear right side, but kept in by Pedersen. Back to Juleson. Misses the pass, though. Cole raced to it first. He'll grab it. Looking to clear. Finally will. All the way back down. Kerfoot looking to beat him. Moving in. Breakaway. And shot goes wide. It'll just tip up over the net. Left side. Utah looking to keep it in. Valimaki will. Moving up the left side now. trying to cut in front. Back to Kolyachonok at the right point. Shot, looking for a tip in front. Rebound by Kerfoot, won't find it. Saves by Demko all around, and finally he'll hold. 11:07 now left in the first. Kerfoot showing his speed on that last rush, beating both Vancouver defenders deep there as he just gets around him. Pushes too far to that left side, though, not really able to get a good shot as Demko already moves all the way across, watches that puck the whole way. Kerfoot, without many options there, tries to chip it up over Demko's shoulder, chips it too far, though, up over the net. And then Utah with some good pressure, getting those shots in front and not giving up on those plays there, looking for those rebounds and just digging away at it, hoping they can just slip something past Demko. Haven't been able to yet. Shot sitting 4-1 in favor of Utah now. Right side draw on the Vancouver end. They'll win it back, looking to clear, and they will all the way back down to the Utah end. Does it too well, though, for an icing. 11 even left in the first now. So we head back down to the Vancouver end to probably do the exact same faceoff if I had to take a stab at it. Looking at faceoffs and some of the other stats here, Utah doing a great job, like they always have been for the most part, of controlling those faceoffs. 6 for 9 so far tonight already. So Utah doing a great job controlling that faceoff, winning them. Bukestad looking for one in front, won't find it. It'll end up right side instead. Trying to just dig away at it, keep that control. Ends up behind the Vancouver net, looking for a centering pass to Krause in front, won't find it. Pedersen looking to clear, kept in by Bukestad though. Pushing to that left corner, looking to move that out right side. Utah will keep it in. Valimaki the 1-2. Maselli trying to get a pass behind the net for Krause, won't find it. Back down to the point. Valimaki a pass to Kolyachonok, who's deep in the left corner. He'll keep control of it. Back to Valimaki, fakes a pump there. Utah just trying to get a shot from the point there, won't find it though. Dancing the line with it. Back to Valimaki, still looking for that big shot from the point. Bukestad forced back to the line. Kolyachonok with it right side. Trying to get that in front. Valimaki. Vancouver able to just chip that out into the Utah zone. Not for an icing, though. Valimaki, for real this time, behind the Utah net. Pressured, though. Has to clear that out quickly. It'll end up in neutral ice. Hayton not able to control enough of that. Vancouver back down in their own zone, though. Schmaltz with great pressure on Soucy there. Left side, Vancouver trying to move out with it. They finally will. Cutting up the right side. Sergachev will take it away in the Utah end, though. 9:29 left in the first now. Chipped all the way back down to the Vancouver end. Schmaltz and Juleson fighting for it. Looking to clear that out right side. Kept in by Utah. Kept in at the line. Shot in front. Tips wide. Hits a body. Schmaltz looking for the rebound there. Him and Juleson still fighting for it now. Schmaltz trying to get a pass in front. Juleson will steal it. Vancouver with a light little chip out. Sergachev will pick it up at the red line. Cross-ice pass over to Schmaltz at the right point, moving up right side. Up to Keller, won't find that pass though. Soucy digging away at it. Tied up behind the Vancouver net, 8:54 now left in the first. Hayton, Desharnais there. Miller and Cole trying to dig away at it. Ends up in front, Vancouver there to pick it up though. Passes up to Miller, racing for it. Him and Kessering, it looked like. Was Kessering. He'll win it back in the Utah end, looking for a long pass up to Gunther, won't find it. Not tipped up enough though, down for the icing. 8:29 left in the first. Utah, even without that initial 5 minutes of, the so-called opponent time I've been describing, taking control of the game now. Getting into that Vancouver end, keeping them in it, forcing them to just do those light little clears, just get enough time they can switch bodies out, and then Utah right back on the rush. Left side draw in the Utah end. Vancouver won it back. Hughes fighting for it at left side point, forced to push that deep instead. Pedersen fighting for it. That'll be stolen away. Utah back up the other way. Moving across left side. McBain can't quite keep control of it. It'll end up left corner. Cooley moving across to try and grab it. It'll end up right side instead. Gunther, Desharnais fighting for it. Kept into the point. Mata with it. Over to Sergachev, right or left side, circling that around to the right side for McBain. It'll end up to Cooley, deep right side. Takes a bounce in front. Pedersen will grab it, light little chip. Desharnais, or not Desharnais, DeBrusque racing for it. Mott will get to it first, though. Cooley in front of the Utah net. Long pass up. Chipped into the right corner. Kerfoot trying to race for it. Gunther to want to chip that into the Vancouver end. Pass across, shot in front. That one tips up into the netting. Valimaki looking for that one tonight. That pass across to him either hits the bar or he just shoots that up high. Regardless, no goal there. Listening to Vancouver, Utah on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio as we have the normal broadcast back. So now I know when we're going to commercial. We'll be back after the short commercial break. .736 left in the first. Still tied at 0, but Utah with the shot advantage and I'd say pressure advantage as well. Shots currently sitting 5-1 in favor of Utah. Although looking through the stats during the commercial break there, giveaways 7-3 in favor of Utah. So if they can tighten kind of their puck handling down, even in, the offensive zone as much as they are, if they can tighten that down and get themselves under control, get that pressure kind of off of them, and kind of get, a little tighter there, should be better overall for them. Left side draw on the Vancouver end, able to win that back. Looking to move that out right side. They will. Pass in front. Vancouver back up the other way. Garland not able to get a shot off right side. Forced to just dump that around to left end instead. Barely kept in by Besser. Catches the body though and will be knocked out. Juleson there, the one trying to keep that in left side, and gets that pass over to Besser. Here it comes up, moving through the center. Pass over to the left side. Back to Besser. That shot goes wide. He'll pick it up the right side instead. Hughes, not Juleson there, looking for a quick pass in front of Besser. Won't find it. Utah back up the other way. Maselli trying to get that over to, or Carcone trying to get that to Kerfoot. Won't find it. Demko will push that right corner. Besser, he'll leave that in the middle for Hughes. Force just dump that in right side as he goes for a change. Valimaki will pick that up right corner. Quick pass over to Koliachonic. Pass over to the left side, moving through neutral ice. Utah. Now Maselli with it, trying to get something in front. Back to the point for Koliachonic. Back to Valimaki. Maselli moving left side. Shot. Hits the body in front. Kept in at the right point by Maselli. Forced dump that in right corner. Both teams battling for it. Bounces up and hits the netting, it looks like. Play blown dead with 6:12 left in the first. Vancouver doing a better job after that commercial break there of getting it into the Utah end, but that Utah defense just really keeping them to the outside, and even that keeping them at the point so that just a quick little poke and it's out of the zone, can't do much for it, or can't do much to keep it in, get those shots going. Right side draw kept in, Keller with it, leave that back to left side point, looking for a shot wide in front. Schmaltz Hayton there looking for a rebound, won't find it. Bluger looking to chip that out, will be tied up in neutral ice. Joshua, it looks like, trying to fight for it. It'll end up left side instead. DeBrusque, the one fighting for it, not Joshua there. Doesn't matter. Utah back up the other way. They're able to clear that out of their own zone, looking for a pass in front. Hayton the one there. Won't find it. It'll end up right corner instead. Hayton with it. Over to the left side. Open, available. Whiffs on the shot entirely. Koliachanik the one there. Will bounce back down to the Utah end. Quick passes up through neutral ice, but not able to get in on their first attempt. Keller, he'll just wait in the kind of center ice there. Schmaltz, right side with it now. Cuts to the front, trying to find Cooley in front. Gets that shot off, but saved by Demko just in time. Here's Vancouver moving back up the other way. It's Suter with it. He'll push that in right side. Vmelka able to come out and push that left side instead. Both teams digging for it. It'll end up right side. McBain racing for it. Juleson will keep it in. Big hit, though, as that bounces out of the zone, it looks like. Believe for just an offsides there. Yeah, I'm not seeing any penalty there, so just a quick little offsides there as he likely gets hit, keeps control of the puck, and tries to move back in without knowing exactly where that puck ends up. Regardless, 4:56 left in the first. Still tied at 0. Vancouver still with only one shot. We'll see if they can get that offense going, kind of like they did after this first commercial break. See if they can continue that after the second one here. Listening to Vancouver, Utah on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. .456 left in the first, still tied at 0. Utah doing a great job of getting that pressure so far in the first, just not able to beat Demko so far, who has been playing fairly well after coming back from injury. So we'll see if he can keep that up, give enough time for maybe Lankinen to kind of recover from the illness he was facing, which I believe he's good to go for tonight, they were saying, if need be. Same thing with last night, just giving Demko those extra nights and giving Lankinen that extra rest, which is needed. You know, you don't want to rush Lankinen playing as well as he has been. Right side draw on the Utah end, trying to clear it out right side. Won't be able to. Doesn't matter, though. They'll pick it up anyway. Trying to dump that in to the Vancouver end. Won't be able to. Miller will push, or Garland will push that in to the Utah end. Vmelka able to push that to the left side, get that out of trouble. McBain looking to clear it. Won't be able to. He'll pick it up on the second attempt and clear it that time. Up to Gunther. Pass up all the way. It's Cooley with it. Moving up. Shot. Saved by Demko. As he catches that breakaway off that kind of just pass to the middle there by Utah. Moving up quick with his speed there, but Demko blocks that just in time. Utah not able to get set up after that. It'll bounce down to their own zone. Gunther there to pick it up. 4:10 left in the first now. Shot sitting 7-1 in favor of Utah. Kesselring back in his own zone. He'll pass that across. Looking for a long pass up to Kerfoot. Won't find it. It'll end up behind the Vancouver net instead. Trying to clear that out left corner. Won't be able to. Kept in by Utah. Pushed back to the right side. Kesselring a shot that'll hit a body and bounce out. Vancouver moving up with it. Tied up at the right side. Stenlin fighting for it. I believe Bluger the one trying to get that rush on the first attempt there. Susie with it left side. Just a soft little shot in front. Demko with the very easy save there. 3:34. Demko tested early. Two breakaway opportunities. Stops both of them. That first one by Schmaltz, I believe it was, kind of a little easier on him, able to push that to the left side for him and just force him to get that little backhand. But Cooley on this last rush has from about the hash marks all the way in, Demko forced to kind of, watch him the whole way. Cooley, with that speed there, able to do much, but Demko just stops it right in time when he needs to. Left side draw, Utah zone. They're able to win it back. Vancouver will try and keep it in. Able to move it out on the second attempt, though. Dump back to the Vancouver end. Just barely misses the net, though, for the icing. Back down the Utah end. We will go 3:21 now left in the first. If this Utah team is going to want to strike first and kind of hold the lead, they're really going to need to figure out Demko tonight. Because as they've proven in this first 16 and a half so far, he is keeping Vancouver in it. This offense has not been able to get much going, or this Utah defense has been extremely good tonight. Regardless, a problem they're going to need to figure out. Utah able to clear back down to the Vancouver end. Bukestad with it now. Trying to push that deep right side. Won't be able to. Vancouver will clear it. Tries to get it up to neutral ice. It'll bounce off the hands, though. They'll pick it up on the second attempt. Pass across to Sherwood. Juleson with it. Or Myers with it. Pushed into the right corner for Heinonen. Pushed back to Brandstrom at the right point. Looking for a tip in front. Won't find it. Sergachev will be there to pick it up instead. Utah back up the other way. Quick little pass through neutral ice. Kolyachonok moving in, or at least he'll try to. Offsides instead for Utah. 2:35 left in the first now. Vancouver, when they've been in the Utah zone, have shown flashes of that offense that can put something in the net, get those shots in front. But this Utah defense so far just preventing everything in front for them. So if they can get that figured out and kind of get the pressure off Demko, I think that will be the kind of keys they need to kind of get the second going here. It was a right side draw outside the Vancouver end. They win it back, but dump it all the way back down for an icing again. 2:29 now left in the first. So now in the Vancouver zone for real this time, instead of just being out of it for the faceoff. Left side draw. Hayden Pedersen on the draw. One to the right side, but Vancouver will win it, or will get control of it instead. Looking to move it out left end, they will. Utah trying to push it back in. Pedersen will pick it up through neutral ice just for a second, though. Doesn't quite have the control he wants. Utah pick it right back up in their own zone. Schmaltz, he'll leave that. Quick passes up by Utah. Here's Hayton up the right side with speed. Too many men. He'll leave it in front, though. Schmaltz drop back for Kesselring, looking for a shot. Of course, that left side. It'll be blocked in front, though, by a body. It'll bounce out as he tries to get that centering. Cole and Kesselring racing for it. So it looked like Sasson there with pressure. Doesn't matter. Vancouver back down to their own zone. Looking for a pass. Picked off in neutral ice, though, by Schmaltz. Trying to get that into the Utah end. Barely will, but will be called for an offsides. This is the problem. I believe it was that Buffalo game, except flipped this time, where Utah's getting those rushes. They're just getting themselves offside, which was the problem Buffalo had, where they would have these rushes back up the other way, but just couldn't get anything set. The only difference being Utah's actually been in the zone, able to get things set up. So if they can fix that problem moving into the second, that'll be critical for them. Because if they end up like Buffalo did in that game, it's not going to end well for them. Right side draw outside the Vancouver end. They'll win it back, trying to push that in front as Garland. Shot saved by Vamelka there. So he just kind of moves up that left side with speed, tries to push that in front for Besser, but Vamelka there with the save. 1:26 now left in the first as Vancouver picking up those shots, getting that offense going. I guess better late than never. Yeah, Garland does a great job of Mata, pushes him to the outside, but he breaks around him left side, cuts in front. Can't quite control it as he cuts into the front of the net. Nor can he get it to Besser, who's standing there either. Left side draw, one back. Hughes with it. Trying to cut in front of the slot, force the right side instead. A shot saved by Vamelka. Mata with it. Trying to clear that out through front. Not quite able to. Cooley trying to gain control of it. Be pushed out. McBain racing for it. Cooley looking to pick it up. He will. Pass over to Cole. Looking for the rebound there. Won't find it as that just piddles past the net there. Held in at the right side. McBain trying to get to it. Hughes will grab it first. Looking to clear left side. Nobody there but Sergachev. Looking for a tip in front. Won't find it. Just kind of slowly moves into Demko there. He'll get the save. 53.3 left in the first. Utah doing a great job on that last rush there. Cooley Oh, gets that over to Sergachev, not Cole there. That shot just goes wide and not able to pick up that rebound as Demko kind of barely catches that with his glove and it just slowly moves by. If Cooley is able to get that a little quicker, pretty easy poke check, and that one goes in for Utah. Doesn't, and that's what's important for Vancouver at this moment. Left side draw again in the Vancouver end. Hayton and Bluger tied up at the dot. Vancouver win it back. Looking to clear, they will. Kolyachonok racing for it. Vejmelka trying to come out. He'll run into Vejmelka instead. Vancouver with pressure now behind the Utah net. Joshua trying to grab it. He will. Can't get much with it, though. Utah back up the other way. It's Keller with it. Moving in front. We'll get that over to Schmaltz to the left side. Catches an edge, though. Hayton will pick it up instead. Trying to get that pass over to him. Won't be able to. Well, on the second attempt, though, Keller trying to set it up in front. Looking for a rebound. Won't find it. All the Vancouver bodies right in front of that net there, preventing anything going. 14 seconds all the way back down to the Utah end. No icing on that play. Or no, correction, there was icing on that play. So back down to the Vancouver end, we will go with 12.3. Yeah, Joshua doing a great job pressuring Kolyachonok there. Kolyachonok makes it look like he's going to have control. Vejmelka realizes he doesn't, it might not have it, so he races out to get it. And Joshua does a great job, forces the two just to collide. Unluckily for Vancouver to just end that, that just ended up behind the Utah net. Won't find anything there, or they didn't find anything, so could have been worse. Vancouver clears that all the way back down to Utah's end for another icing. 4.8 now left in the first. But a great job by Vancouver getting it into the Utah zone and getting that pressure just a little late in this period. However, if they can come out into the second swinging like they have in these last few minutes, and they hope that Utah's been kind of how they have been, a little lighter on the offense and kind of more on the defensive end, could be the spark they need to get something going in the second. Left side draw, Vancouver pushed that to the left corner. Doesn't matter, though, as that is the end of the first. Tied at 0 still, a close game. Shots at the end of the first sitting 9-4 as of this second. I'm sure they'll fix it during the intermission. We'll see if either team can really get that offense going. Well, if Vancouver can get that offense going, I should say. They were in those last few minutes. And if Utah can finally put something in the net past Demko, see if that 20 minutes was all they needed to really get him figured out, or maybe just get that one past him, ruin his confidence for the night. We'll have to see in 15 here. Listening to Vancouver, Utah on Utah 801, Utah Hockey Radio. We'll see you back in 15 for the second. Welcome back as we get ready to start the second period. Still tied at 0, but not without effort from both teams. Some stats before we head into the second. Shots sitting 9-4 in favor of Utah. Faceoffs tied 11 apiece for both. No power plays for either team during that period, which is a good sign for Utah, taking less and less penalties as the kind of season has gone on. Hits setting 15-8 in favor of the Canucks, and blocked shots setting 12-6 in favor of Canucks as well. A kind of worrying stat, though, if you are Utah, giveaway sitting 10-4 in favor of Utah. So if they can just tighten down those passes, kind of, calm down, get their head back in the game. They've had the offensive pressure. There's no reason giveaways should be up that high, especially considering the Canucks so far, kind of their offense has not been the greatest. However, getting it going over those last few minutes of the second. So if they can carry that into the, or try that one again, that offense in the last minutes of the first, if they can carry that into the second here and come out of the gate swinging, maybe throw a couple shots of Amelka, get them tested early, and kind of flip that pressure in their favor, that's exactly what they're going to want to do here. They're down shots, they're down uh, zone time, they're down all these things. If you can just get in and test Vamelka, that's all you can do at a time like this. And Utah just needs to get that pressure back that they had. And if they can do that, get something past Demko, see what happens. Center ice draw, one back by Utah, trying to move that in, not able to. Canucks back up the other way. Besser with it. He'll get that right side, trying to get that over to Garland. Won't be able to. He'll end up left side instead. Looking for a quick shot in front. Won't find it. Bukestad with it now. Quick pass up to Kraus, moving up through the center with speed. Over to Maselli, left side, looking for a shot saved by Demko in front. Can't quite get the rebound there. Left corner, Kraus will get that to Maselli in front again. Another save by Demko. Left side, nobody there to grab it as Kesselring tries to move deep to keep that puck in. Won't be able to. Pressure just enough to push that behind the Utah net, though. He'll pick it up. Garland with pressure has to push that over to Cole instead. Looking for a quick pass up, kept in the zone. Won't. Canucks can't keep that pressure, though. It'll end up behind the Utah net. Garland with it. Dancing with it. He'll push that back to the left point. Back to Garland, left side, a shot. Catches a body in front. Can't. Nobody can find a rebound. Vamelka finds the puck, though. He'll hold for the save. 19:01 left in the first. This is exactly, minus that first rush by Utah, this is exactly what Vancouver needs to do. They're getting into that Utah zone, and they're keeping it deep and just throwing things at the net and digging away at it. Just push something, get Vamelka tested. You didn't test him that first 20 very much, so just doing anything at this point is exactly what they need. Utah trying to do similarly, they get it into the Vancouver end and have better shots than Vancouver did, testing Demko, but Demko keeping them in it early. Left side draw of the Utah zone. Vancouver tries to push that right side, won't be able to. Utah back up the other way. Mata force dump that in right side. Hayton with speed though tries to race up to it. It'll end up left corner instead. Vancouver will grab it, looking to clear it out right side. They will. Quick passes up, can't get a lot with it though. Sasson tries to get something going. DeBrusque and Pedersen tied up along the right side boards. Mata dances back to his own blue line. He'll pass it across to Sergachev. Looking for a long pass up to Keller. Moving in left side, he'll cut to the center. Dropping it back for Schmaltz, left side, looking for something in front. Won't find it though. Fakes the shot and then tries to dump it in front, but can't. Vancouver back up the other way at Sherwood. Racing for it. He'll grab it in the left or in the right corner, pushing it to the left side. DeBrusque back to him. Will end up in front for Juleson. Can't quite get something going there. Tied up in the left corner. It'll bounce in front. Cooley will grab it, moving it out of the Utah zone. Force just push that into the Vancouver end. On net, though, can't quite get as much as he wanted out of that because he would have beaten, looked like Sasson there back on the rush. So if that had not been on net, Cooley, or Sherwood, sorry, not Juleson. It was one of the ones that was 40. But if he was able to, if that puck was not bouncing on net, Cooley easily would have beaten him, gotten that offensive pressure set up. Left side draw in the Vancouver end now. Cooley, Sherwood on the draw. Canucks will win it back, looking to clear that out right side. Catches a bounce in front. Sherwood will grab it, looking to push that up. Right side of the Utah end, Cooley and DeBrusque battle for it. Doesn't matter, poked away. Down to neutral ice, Juleson will grab it. Trying to get those quick passes up through neutral ice. Can't quite get it. Hoglander, the one trying to push that in right side, won't be able to. Back down, bounces back into the Vancouver end, but moved back up quickly. Joshua trying to cut in front with a backhand, won't find it. It'll end up behind the Utah net. Hoglander trying to find a centering pass. McBain will dump that out to clear, all the way back down to the Utah or to the Vancouver end. Hughes there to pick it up. 17:05 left in the first now. Looking for a long pass up back to the Utah end, won't find it. Valimaki will grab behind the Utah net. Pass over to the left or to the right corner. It'll bounce back through neutral ice. Miller able to grab it first. Leave that back for Hughes. Hughes, long pass up to Garland up the left side, trying to find Besser in front. Looks for the wraparound, won't find it though. Another shot saved by Demko. Hughes moving in front to catch that one. Beautiful save there by Vamelka. Vancouver with great pressure on that last rush there. Garland moves that up right side. Great pass through the legs of Sergachev there to just push that up deep. And then Garland looking to wrap, or not Garland, Miller looking to wrap that around almost, or no, it was Garland. 6, 8, and 9 on the same line. Looking to get that in front. Won't find the initial passes that is during the wraparound. He just pushed that straight out. Hughes rushes in to get that shot, but Vamelka already set back to grab it by then. Left side draw, one back by Vancouver. Looks for a tip in front, bounces wide into the right corner. Looking to clear it out right side. They will. All the way back down to the Vancouver end. And it will, or no, it won't be an icing there. Able to move that out right side. Utah will pick it up in neutral ice. They'll push that deep. Demko looking to slow, won't be able to. It'll be held up behind the Vancouver net. Looking to push that out right side. Will be able to, all the way back down to the Utah end. Sergachev will grab it. 16:10 left in the second. Utah cutting through neutral ice. Bukestad up the right side. Shot that'll go wide. Wonder if Krause was trying to move in to grab the rebound there. Wasn't able to, as that's way too deep for him. Vancouver back up the other way. Garland tries to get something going, but just off sides, though. Been a problem for both teams so far tonight. They get, something going up off the rush, and then boom, offsides. Just stops the momentum right in its tracks there. Shots currently sitting 12-6 in favor of Utah, and even kind of 3-2 so far in the second Utah favor. So much better for both teams in the first. So then the first, still plenty to play. Left side draw outside the Utah zone. Vancouver will push that deep to the left side. Sasson able to let Pedersen grab it. He'll push that back to the right point for Desharnais. Cole grab behind the Utah net instead, though, as they try and wrap that around. Looking to clear that out left side. They will, but Vancouver will pick it right back up in neutral ice. Desharnais trying to push that deep. Will end up left side. Vamelka not able to slow. Utah to push that back to the right end. Will bounce out of the Utah end all the way back down to the Vancouver side. Brandstrom with it. It bounces up through neutral ice. Kesselring able to push that up to Maselli, who'll leave that for Kesselring again, pushing into the Vancouver zone. Left side, looks for a shot in front, saved by Demko. Push to the left corner. They'll pick it up and hold it just back in their own zone, looking for a change, I'm sure. Push down to the right side now. Vancouver. Pedersen with it. Moving up over the red line. Force to dump it as he goes for a change. Will end up left side. Pressured by Kesselring is Suter. Utah able to regain control. Keller. That puck bounces right through his legs, though. Valimaki will pick it up back in the Utah end. Utah able to push that back into neutral ice. Vancouver will pick it up before they can get anything going in their zone. Juleson, he'll push that around the Utah end. Will end up left side. Hayton will get to it first, looking to clear it out. But tied up by 3 Vancouver players in front. Kesselring there for the assist to bounce that out of the Utah end. Keller trying to dig away at it. He'll bounce into the Vancouver end, but no Utah players there to pick it up, so they all go for a change. Suter, he'll push that around the Utah end. Vamelka will leave it behind the Utah net. Pass in front there to Cooley almost goes wild, or almost goes bad there, as takes a wild bounce. Cooley not quite able to hold that, as Vancouver probably could have taken that away. Might have been able to get something going there. Shot from Gunther down at the left point. That one goes wide, looking for a pass in front. Won't find anybody. Vancouver back up the other way. Over the line, held in at the left side, trying to push that all the way around. Blueger will get to it first. Tied behind the Utah net. Joshua there to help. Sergachev looking to clear that up to Gunther. He will on the second attempt, and out of the Utah zone it ends up. McMahon will grab it, not able to hold it though. He'll get that to Cooley. He'll dump it into the Vancouver end. Not able to get anything going though, as a high sticking is called. No penalty on it, just a standard high stick. So play blown dead. 13:29 left in the second is so far. I'm going to say it, and this game's about to slow down substantially. Very fast game so far. So we'll see how slow it becomes now that I've said it. Vancouver, Utah, or you're listening to Vancouver, Utah on Utah 801, Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. About halfway to go in the game, still scoreless after about 27 so far. And I forgot to do this during the intermission. I'll throw a picture up. It's not the greatest picture, but it's something of what the lab kind of broadcast they're running is. It's a lot going on. It already makes the broadcast way smaller to see, and then all the squares at the bottom are changing for the players on the ice, and it's a lot. So I'm sure it's cool if you have the audio on, but obviously I'm without that at the moment. So cool for those that are listening to it. Vancouver tries to push that into the Utah end. They'll pick it right back up, though, trying to do a cross ice pass to neutral ice. Won't be able to grab it. They'll push that around the Vancouver end. Demko tries this low, won't be able to. Kept in by Sergachev. A shot from the left side point, saved in front by Demko. 13:06 left in the second. Shot setting 14-6 in favor of Utah. Good rushes by Utah there, especially Stenlin gets that back to Sergachev, and he just lets that rip from the point. Sees everybody's deep. Utah trying to get that pressure set up again in the Vancouver end. We'll see if they can get that off this face-off here. But just throwing those things, at this point, you're hoping Demko's a little tired, maybe catch him on a weird bounce. Just throw things at him, get that momentum fully in your favor if you're Utah. Left side draw, Vancouver end. Keller and Sherwood on the draw. Utah win it. Keller circling that left dot. Get it to Schmaltz. Shot in front, bounces, hits a body, and goes wide. Right side, Vancouver looking to clear. They will all the way back down. Cole racing for it. He'll get to it first. Quick little pass up. Utah back in their own zone, holding with it. Pressured by Pedersen, though, so can't quite hold it for too long in one spot. Kesselring dancing in his own zone. Forced into the right corner. DeBrusque able to steal that away. It'll end up left side of the Utah net. Keller there to pick it up, though. Moving it out 12 and a half left in the second. Hayton, right side, dancing. Has to clear that all the way around. Barely not able to be kept in by Valimaki. He's not able to get to the bench fast enough. Doubling back to his own zone, he'll give that up to Schmaltz. Utah just passing that up the right side. Taken away by Vancouver, though, as Keller tries to get the pass shot. That one goes wide. Keller tries to get that pass across neutral ice, but picked off by Looks like Heineman, the one to pick that off, but that shot goes wide. Vancouver looking for a long pass up, won't catch it though, so all the way back down for the icing. 11:58 left in the second. Utah with great pressure so far, and Vancouver trying their best to just get in and maintain that pressure in the Utah end. Because when they've been in it, like in the first, they've had some good opportunities, but Vamelka has been good when tested, and they have not had that sustained pressure Utah's had. Now, even though Utah's had that sustained pressure, Demko's been keeping Vancouver in this at times. So if they can break him, that will be their key to success. Vancouver, some quick passing, moving up the other way quickly, looking for a backhand, goes wide. Some great passing through neutralizes a pseudo breakaway there for Suter, it looked like. Utah back up the other way. It's Maselli with it left side shot. Hits a body, bounces. Valimaki will pick it up in the slot for Bukestad. Shot goes wide. Tips back in front, though. Valimaki not able to get to it and cleared out by Vancouver. Sergachev will pick it up. Quick pass up to Carcone, up to the right side for Stenlin, I believe. Poke checked away, and that will be a penalty on that play there. A holding call on Brandstrom. So Utah going to the power play. Brandstrom taking a 2-minute holding against Cooley. So we'll see if this Utah power play, which has been good over these last few games, especially in that Sharks game from what I listened to and heard, though controversially with some of the calls there. We'll see if this power play can really get Utah on the board. Going back a little, though, Vancouver, great opportunity, though. Some quick little, nice little just tic-tac-toe passes through neutral ice, and Suter catches that breakaway. Not able to get that in on Vamelka, but a great rush, exactly what they needed. Left side draw in the Vancouver end, 11:19 left in the second. Tied up left side, we pushed around the net for Myers, looking to clear, and he will all the way back down to the Utah end. Vamelka will just leave that behind the Utah net as it's pressured by Bluger there as he comes all the way back. Sergachev with it. He'll leave it for Cooley moving up. He'll give that over to Schmaltz. Chipped over to the right side. Gunther able to get to it first. He'll give that to Keller deep left side. Tries to get that in front, or tries to push that back to the right side point. Vancouver will move away with it. Instead, they'll dump it. 1:25 left on the Utah power play. Sergachev will pick it up behind the Utah net. He'll leave that back for Schmaltz. He'll drop that to Keller. Keller, quick pass up to Cooley at the left side. He'll just barely get over the line and then dump it. Held in at the left corner. Vancouver able to get some passing, but Utah keeps it in. Gunther looks for a shot that'll hit a stick and go wide instead. Myers looking to clear, clears it too well. Will end up in the Utah bench instead. 59 seconds left on the Utah power play. This Vancouver penalty kill doing a good job of not even letting Utah get set up on the power play. Just really doing a great job of keeping to the outside, especially that left side boards, and just clearing it. Just get it out, kill that time, dump it all the way. Great job on Vancouver so far. See if Utah can get it together in this last 50 seconds here, or 59 seconds. Right side draw, Bluger, Gunther on the draw, or Bukestad on the draw. He'll get kicked out, so it doesn't matter. Kraus and Bluger now on the draw. Finally, we'll drop this puck, tied up at the dot, pushed into the right corner. Bukestad racing for it. Tied up, though. Try and get that back to Kraus. We'll end up at the right point. Pass over to Maselli, left side at the left point on the left side, I guess. Doesn't matter. Vancouver will dump it out just barely. Utah racing to get out of the zone so they can clear that back in. Carcone pushing that around. Maselli will grab it in the left corner. Pressured, though. He'll dump that back to Bukestad down at the left point. Back to Maselli, looking for that cross-ice pass. Intercepted, though. Vancouver all the way back down and will clear. Going to take a stab in the dark and assume there's not too much left on this Utah power play as the score bug decided to disappear, which is pretty standard at this point. Utah getting in. Carcone, he'll push that around to Maselli at the left side. In the left corner, back to Carcone in the right corner. Tries to get that back to Kesselring down at the point. But tied up and delayed penalty. Looks like on Utah this time. So I'll take a stab in the dark and assume the Utah penalty is over, but doesn't matter as now the Vancouver one starts. Castlering takes a 2-minute interference call against Garland. As he's trying to exit the zone, though, kind of just gets tied up between both of them. Castlering, the one to come away with the penalty there. We'll see if the Vancouver power play can do better than the Utah one did, especially considering that Utah power play did not really get anything going. So this could be the spark Vancouver needs to really get the tide in their favor. Listening to Utah or Vancouver, Utah on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. .9:16 left in the second. Utah has that power play opportunity but can't get anything going as that Vancouver penalty kill doing a great job of really preventing them from getting set up. Now it's Vancouver's time on the power play. We'll see if Utah can match that penalty kill or if this is the spark they need to get a goal in. Left side draw in the Utah zone, looking to clear it, and they will as that one kind of tied up at the dot for a second. Demko will leave that behind the Vancouver net. Hughes with it. Pushing up right side with speed. Trying to cut in. He'll slow at the right side dot. He'll get that back to the point for Miller, but can't get that shot off. Utah back up the other way. It's Kerfoot. He's got Cooley with him. Back over to Kerfoot. Bounces up. No goal, though. So that kind of just bounces right in front of the crease. Nothing there. Utah with a golden opportunity. Stenlund, the one on that, not Cooley. Doesn't matter. Hughes with it. Back right side in the Utah zone. 1:15 left on the power play now. Back to Garland at the line. He'll give that over to Miller. Back to Garland. Back to Hughes. Garland at the left side. Forces back to the line. Back to Hughes down at the right point. 1 minute left in the Vancouver power play. Push that right side for Miller. Miller trying to cut in front. He'll get that to DeBrusk, who gets a shot off, but saved by Vejmelka. Utah with a golden opportunity there as they just catch Vancouver moving out of the zone and able to get a 2-on-1 pretty much. Yeah, 2-on-1 as Kerfoot's moving up. He's got Stenlund with him. He gets that pass, or Sergachev. Wow, that was completely off. Sergachev gets that pass over to Kerfoot, however, shoots that right onto the stick of Demko, forces that bounces that into the air, and then Demko able to blocker that out of the air, push that out into a safe side. 8:07 left, 51 seconds left in the Vancouver power play. Shots currently sitting 16-8 in favor of Utah. Right side draw, Utah win it, and they'll clear that all the way back down. Demko will just leave that behind the Vancouver end for Hughes. 40 seconds. We'll see if they can get one rush. He'll leave that back for Pettersson, and he'll drop that back. Sherwood, he'll dump that around to the left corner. Pettersson there to grab it. Force back around to the right side with it. Push back the point for Hughes. He'll dump that over to Pettersson at the left side. Back to Hughes down at the point. 17 seconds. Look for a shot and a rebound in front. Won't find it. Model will get to it first. Looking to clear. Not able to. Barely kept in at the line by Vancouver. Dancing a shot. That one goes wide. Looking for the rebound. They'll catch it. Vancouver gets themselves up on the board first from a beautiful shot from Heinonen as they catch the rebound going off the wall. That shot from the point goes wide entirely by Hughes, it looks like. Heinonen just at the right spot, down at the right dot pretty much. Just catches the rebound. Vejmelka not able to get over in time, it looks like. Yeah, it doesn't get over as much as he thinks he needs to. Heinonen just a quick little gets on it right in time. Beautiful goal by Vancouver, up 1-0. This was the spark they needed. They catch that. We'll see if they can shift the momentum back in their favor now. 7:21 left in the second. Vancouver win that opening draw. They'll push that into the Utah end. Vejmelka will hold that behind his own net, pushing that left side, looking to clear. Barely it'll bounce out of the Utah end. Vancouver will pick it right back up in their own zone, though. Pressured by Keller, forced to dump it out quickly. Kesselring will grab it back in the Utah end, but it'll be dumped back in by Vancouver. Both fighting for it. Höglander, he'll get that deep behind the Utah net. Push to Bluger, he'll push that back to the line. Looking for a tip in front, that one bounces wide. Bluger, he'll get that back to Höglander. Pressure in the left corner, though. Forced to push that around. Desharnais will get to it first. He'll push that back to Höglander behind the Utah net. 6:34 left in the second now. Right corner looking for a bounce in front of Garland. Won't find it. Myers hits off a shot off a stick. It'll bounce up into the stands of someone. Oh, hey, it was a Vancouver fan. Good for them. Catches a nice little souvenir for him tonight. 6:27 left in the second now. Shots sitting 16-10. Heinonen his fifth of the season on the power play as we're waiting for the assists to come in. Unless they're already there and the app is drunk. Wouldn't surprise me. Left side draw in the Utah zone. One back by Utah. Sergachev will grab it behind his own net. Looking to clear that out right side. Kept in, though. Push back down to the right point for Desharnais. Down around to the left side now. Vancouver with it. Looks like Miller. Pushing it around that left side. Big shot in front. Saved by Vejmelka, but looks like that hits the post instead. Trying to ring that around. It'll bounce back to the right side instead. Almost kept in by Desharnais. Kraus will get to it first. Drop back for Maselli. Moving up left side in front for Mata. Shot. That one goes wide. Hits a body. Vancouver with a diving save at it to get that out. Moving back up to the Utah end. Miller, a shot saved by Vejmelka. Right onto the chest there. Garland, of course it was a different player. Heinonen with his fifth of the season on the power play. Hughes with the assist, his 29th of the season. The only assist so far. We'll see if that updates as we go along. Vancouver, the early jump up 1-0. Listening to Vancouver, Utah on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. 5:40 left in the second. Vancouver up 1 on the power play. Left side draw in the Utah zone. Sasson and Stenlin. Stenlin wins that back to Kesselring cleanly. Looking to clear that out left side. They will. Trying to race for it, I believe, is Maselli. Not able to get to it first, though. Myers will grab that. Vancouver back up the other way. Up the left side is Hughes. Or up the right side is Hughes back to Pedersen at the right point, looking for a deflection in front. Won't find. It'll be bounced back behind the Utah net instead. Sasson will grab it. Pushing that back to the left side point. Trying to get that over to Hughes down at the right point. Can't quite get control of it, so he'll push that around instead. Myers looking to push that deep. Instead, Utah come away with it. Moving back up ice. Kerfoot trying to get a pass in front to Kesselring. Looks for a backhand. Won't find it. Not sure if that one hit the post or Demko put that one, or put a save on that one. Regardless, no goal for Utah there. 4:54 left in the second now. Vancouver back in their own zone, chipping it into neutral ice, but Utah will grab it back in their own zone first. Valimaki with it. Pass across to Kolyachonok. He'll chip that up. Looking for a long pass up to Hayton. Won't find it. That poke checked away by Vancouver. Heinlein wanted to put that one on. Utah keeping it in that left corner. Keller behind the Vancouver net with it. Push to the left corner as he rolls back down to the point. Drops that back, or at least tries to. Vancouver back up the other way at Sherwood. Trying to cut in front, will end up left side, or will end up behind the Vancouver net instead. Behind the Utah net. Good Lord. Vancouver will keep it in. Myers looking for a big shot. That one goes wide. Kept in at the left side. Trips over air, but still gets that over to Heinonen. Sherwood there as he just kind of comes up along his right side boards. Not sure what he caught, but caught regardless. Play blown dead as a penalty called. Heinen into the box. 2 minutes for hooking against Keller. So we'll see if Utah can get it on the second attempt of the power play. Or let's be honest, if they can get anything going on this second attempt here. Because if you remember back, that first one, they didn't really have anything. Vancouver, that penalty kill, doing a great job of keeping him to that outside and really getting those clears when they could all the way back down, not even letting Utah, I believe, get a shot off during that first one. 3:56 left in the second. Shots sitting 16-12 in favor of Utah. Left side draw in the Vancouver zone. Cooley and Garland, that one pushed back behind the Vancouver net, looking to clear that out. Sergachev will keep it in at the right point, just barely though. Bluger almost able to dump that out. Keller up to Cooley, moving to left side behind the net, doubles back in the left corner. Back over to Keller at the right side. Sergachev down at the point with it. He'll bounce to the left side over to Gunther, looking for one up front. Bounces in front. Demko with the save. 1:36 left in the power play now. 3:32 left in the period. Utah doing a good job of just getting that in front, actually being able to get in and stay in on the power play, as Gunther looks to just put one in short side over the shoulder of Demko as he is able to get that space in front. Not able to put that one in, though. Left side draw again. Pedersen and Schmaltz as Cooley's kicked out of the dot. Pedersen will win that back cleanly. Vancouver looks to clear, and they will all the way back down to the Utah end. Melka will just leave that for Sergachev down at the hash marks. Left back for Schmaltz. He'll leave it for Keller. Keller moving up with speed over to Cooley. He'll cut back through center ice, doubling back. Able to get that to Gunther. Who's able to get that over the line. Tries for a long pass. He'll catch a Vancouver stick in front, though, and all the way back down to the Utah end we go. 1 minute left on the Utah power play, having those same struggles they had last time. Of this Vancouver penalty kill, doing a great job of poke checking way back even in their own zone, but Cooley will get to it first, of really just preventing Utah from getting into the zone entirely. Cooley moving up the right side with speed, trying to get that in front. Keller will pick it up, trying to get that back to Gunther, won't find it. Canucks back up the other way. Garland tries to put that one on net. It'll end up right corner instead. Lightly pressuring, so Utah can't do much with it. 30 seconds left in the Utah power play now. Sergachev, he'll try and chip that in left side for Maselli. Will bounce up into the center, punched in by Utah. But doesn't matter, Vancouver will clear it all the way back down. 15 seconds left. Amelka forced to push that out right side, is pressured by Sherwood. Utah looking for one last rush as Carcone moving up the right side with speed, trying to cut in front, won't find anybody. All the way back down to the left side point. Vancouver will come away with it, though, and they will kill off that penalty with ease. 1:50 left in the second now. Utah back in their own zone. Cole with it. Waiting for the opportunity to strike. He'll get it up to Maselli. Chipped in up over the line. Demko behind his own net. Bad pass. Maselli will pick it off. It'll bounce back behind the net, though, luckily for Vancouver there. Cole tries to keep it in. It'll bounce down into the Utah end for an icing. 1:28 left in the second. 18-12 in terms of shots. Utah with the favor there. Vancouver with the 1-0 lead. And Utah with 2 power play opportunities just stifled by that Vancouver penalty kill, which has done an extremely good job tonight of not even really letting much happen. Besides the initial faceoff win for Utah there, they were not able to get anything going on that second power play. Right side draw on the Vancouver end as it looks like we have another penalty. This one back to Vancouver, so we'll see if they can go 2 for 2 on the power play. McBain to the box, 2 minutes for tripping on Desharnais. So now Vancouver back to the power play. Scored their only goal, well, the only goal, I should say, on the power play last time. Yeah, as McBain just in a desperate attempt in the corner, trying to push Desharnais off the puck there, just reaches for it, gets his stick right in the way of his skates. Not much you can do there if you're Utah. 1:21, this will extend into the first if nothing, if no goal is scored before the end of the second. Extend into the third. We're not in the first. Good Lord. Regardless, Utah wins that back. They'll dump it into the Vancouver end. Here's Hughes with it. Back in his own zone. He'll drop that back. Here comes Miller. He'll push that up left side for Garland, pushing that back down to the left side point. Push back up left side. Vancouver. Back to Hughes down at the point. He'll push that right side for Miller. Back to Hughes. Back to Miller. Hughes back to the point as both of them just playing pass. Looking for a pass in front. Won't find it. Back over to the left side. Looking for a shot and a tip. Won't find it. Oh, almost does on that second attempt. Vamelka able to get across just in time. Gets that blocker right in the way. Hughes, he'll push that back to the right side. Miller back over to Hughes. Kind of moves up a little, but doubles back to the line. Moving up to the slot. Can't find the shot, though. He'll double to the right side. Back to Miller. Deep with it. Right back to him. Left side. Looking for a tip in front. Garland, the one with the shot there, won't find it. Utah looking to clear it. Won't be able to. 5 seconds left in the period. Vancouver looking for one last shot. Then that one bounces wide. So they get one last attempt, but that one goes nowhere. So 39 seconds of power play for Vancouver entering the third. With some golden opportunities there, especially that diving just swing at it by Vancouver. Almost chips it up into the net. Vamelka able to just get across in time to blocker that one away. Keeps this a 1-goal game for Utah. Final shots as we exit the second. 18-15 in favor of Utah. Looking at second specifically, 11-9 in favor of Vancouver. So a much better period from them and a kind of average period for Utah. They're going to need something big going into the third here. If nothing else, they need to figure out if they do get on the power play again, and that's a big if at this point, only 20 left, how do you stop that Vancouver penalty kill from letting you do literally nothing? So we'll see what they can do, but that's a problem for them. Listening to Vancouver, Utah on Utah 801, Utah Hockey Radio. We'll see you back in 15 for the conclusion, maybe, of this game. See at least for the last 20 of regulation. Welcome back as we get ready to start the third period. A reminder, Vancouver is still on the power play. That power play having 39 seconds left. Looking at stats before we get into the third, shots sitting 18-14 in favor of Utah. Faceoffs sitting 24-17 in favor of Vancouver. Vancouver currently 1 for 2 on the power play, though still, as mentioned, plenty of time to change that to 2-2. 2-4-2. Utah, on the other hand, 0 for 2 so far tonight. Hits sitting 25-12 in favor of Vancouver, and blocked shots sitting 16-10 in favor of Vancouver as well. Good news if you're Vancouver, bad news if you're Utah. The giveaway stat did not get better looking at it again. 19-10 in favor of Utah there, although not something that you want to be in favor of. And then shots specifically looking at the second, 10-9 in favor of Vancouver there. Vancouver still time on that power play to get something going. They scored the only goal so far of the contest on the power play. So plenty of time to get that lead to 2, increase it, get that cushion going into the second here. If you can get that early, especially on that power play that continued over, that's exactly what you want. You've had your struggles throughout the game, and then now if you can get it clicking, get something going, get that pressure on Utah to answer back, especially with a 2-goal deficit, that would be even better. You already have that with the 1, so if you're looking for that second one, that would make it even better. Opening face-off, Kerfoot, Miller on the draw. Utah win that back. Sergachev back down in his own zone. Moving up with it. He'll push that up left side. Kerfoot trying to cut in front. He'll double back right side instead. Tied up in the right corner, just looking to kill time, hoping that bounces in front. Utah will grab it in front, saved by Demko. Stenlin, the one looking for that shot there, looking to continue his goal streak, I believe, that is still going on. Don't quote me on that. 15 seconds left on the Vancouver power play extended. They'll double back in their own zone. 10 seconds. Looking for a long pass up to DeBrusque. Cole will get to it first, though. He'll push that left side corner. 2 seconds. Utah will kill that penalty off. Finally, tied up at the left side point. DeBrusque deep. Looking for a centering pass. Won't find it. I believe that shot on net. Tied up as Utah tries to exit the zone. Pushed right back in, though. Mata will push that over to the left side. McBain with it now in his own zone. Quick pass up to Cooley. Trying to get that across. Pedersen will steal that instead. He'll double over the Utah line. Trying to get that over to Sasan. Won't be able to. Tied up the left side corner with it. Push back to Pedersen. He'll get that back to left point for Myers. Big shot. That one goes wide. Pedersen will pick it right back up in the right corner, though. Saved again as that shot goes wide. Utah trying to move back down into the Vancouver zone. Gunther gets deep. Loses the puck, though. Kind of need that. Left side, Utah with it. Back to Gunther. He'll get that to Kessler and down at the right side point. Up to Keller, right side. Trying to get that back to Gunther. Circling down at the right point. Push deep instead. Myers will get to it. Desharnais, the ones with the big shots on those last drives there, not Myers, had the 2 numbers wrong there. Pedersen with it, looking for a long pass through center ice. He'll find Besser, I believe. Moving with it, he'll find Garland, actually. Right side with it. He'll push that behind the Utah net. Hayton looking to dig away at it first. Looking for a long pass up to Schmaltz. He'll find him. Drop pass back for Keller at the right side. Trying to get that across left side to Bukestad. He'll find him, but along the boards instead. Vancouver back up the other way. 17:45 left in the third. Dumped in right corner. Neither team really able to grab it. Schmaltz will grab it finally. Moving up out of the Utah zone. Quick pass up to Maselli. Cutting in right side. He'll slow down right at about the hash marks. Nice pass into the left corner. Schmaltz there to pick it up. Pressured, though. Not able to do much with it. Poke check behind the Vancouver net. Hughes looking to clear that out right side. Finally, it will be Vancouver up the other way. It's Joshua moving in. Just a beautiful little stop in front on the breakaway there. And Vancouver up 2. Joshua, not many games back for him. So, especially with that cancer diagnosis, great to see him score regardless of whatever team you root for. Now, for Utah there, you left it completely open. Joshua able to just go right through the neutral zone, beats out Schmaltz there, he's the only one back. Just kind of a blind pass from Bluger all the way down. Instead of cutting all the way to the right, Joshua just stops in front. Vamelka, already too committed to the side, leaves the entire net open. Vancouver up 2. Not on the power play, but they get that pressure of that 2-0 lead. Opening draw, Vancouver win it back, looking to push that up. 17:08 left in the third. Utah now down 2. Kerfoot looking to move that out of the Utah zone. Barely will. Bad pass by Vancouver, though. Carcone tries to pick that off and neutralize. Vancouver will poke it right back out of their zone. Sergachev, long pass over to Valimaki, loses it for a second, so forced a little deeper. Would have been an offsides for Vancouver, so Utah has a second to, well, at least they thought they would, to kind of slow it down, but they'll pass it right back to Vancouver instead, all the way back down for an icing. So back down to the Utah zone we will go. Joshua, his second of the season. Bluger and Hughes with the assists, their 10th and 30th of the season, respectively. Hughes, his second assist tonight. You can definitely see after that goal on those last few rushes there, Utah definitely rattled. Just they cannot really string those passes together as well as they were. They're not putting, that pressure as well as they have been. So they're going to need kind of something big here in the third to really get that momentum back for them. It'll barely get that over the line, but a 4-on-1 scenario, not much that Stenlund can do. McBain able to come in and help, though, still tied up in the right corner. Vancouver looking to clear that out right side. Utah will push it right back into the right corner. Finally, Myers will grab it, doubling back to the left side behind his own net, looking to clear left end now, and they finally will, all the way back down to the Utah zone. Mata there to pick it up. Looking to push that out left side, barely will. Catches the body in front, though, as Gunther looks to push that further. Shot, that one goes wide from Desharnais, I believe. No, from DeBrusque. The shot there, that one goes wide. Vamelka with the hold, 15:58 left in the third. Shot setting 19-15 Utah favor, but Vancouver with the 2 that matter. So back in the Utah zone, we'll see if they can win this face-off and maybe get something going, or if Vancouver has figured out Vamelka so far tonight and can just keep that lead more and more. Because definitely Vancouver, I think, is seeing Utah definitely rattled. So if they can start throwing things at the net, keep them in that zone and increase this lead further, this is theirs to lose at this point. Right side draw, Utah will gain control of it in the left side corner. Kolyachonok with it, trying to clear that out right side, kept in by Vancouver, though, pushing that around to the left side boards. Looking for a quick pass in front, won't find it. DeBrusque looking for one from the angle there, won't find it. Tied up in the left corner, Vancouver able to come away with it, looking for a cross-ice pass, nothing there. Sherwood, the one with all the effort behind the net there, great effort by him. Vancouver, great job by Susie there to just prevent Cooley from even getting into the Utah or into the Vancouver zone there. Moving up right side in front, Joshua, at least he'll try to cut in front, forcing the right corner instead. Push that to Sergachev. Or Sergachev will grab it in the left corner as that is pushed that side. Hughes will grab it back in his own zone. Keller trying to pressure for it, won't be able to. Utah barely able to keep that in the zone. Schmaltz with it. Not able to hold that puck, though. It'll be end up in the right point. Sergachev trying to push that to Keller at the right side. Back to Hayton behind the net. Push back to Keller at the right side, trying to get it in front. Schmaltz will push that back down to Sergachev at the point. A shot, that one tips wide. Keller forced in front, so nobody grab it, but Keller will keep it in instead. As Schmaltz the one that actually cut deep, not Keller. Schmaltz with it, moving left side corner. He'll leave it behind the net. Hayton back to Keller. Keller circling down to the right side point. Forced along that right side. Vancouver able to pick that away and back up the other way they come. Joshua with it. He's got Bluger in front, passing to him. Right side now. Shot. That one saved by Vamelka. I believe Hoglander, the one with that shot there. Vancouver back down in their own zone. 14:04 left in the third. Quick passes up, I believe, by Brandstrom to push that into the Utah zone. Trying to clear that out right side. Not quite able to. Hayton will get to it first, as they finally are able to clear, but just barely, as Vancouver will pick it right back up right outside their zone. Garland moving that one around. Utah looking for a second attempt to clear that out. They will on this one. Maselli moving up with speed, trying to cut in front. Too many bodies, though, and not enough puck space. It'll end up right side. Vancouver able to regain control. Krause trying to fight for it. He'll keep it along the right side, but forced to dump it. Brandstrom will get to it first in the left side corner of Vancouver zone. Pass up to Garland. He'll double back. He'll get that back to Brandstrom, now in the right corner. Quick passes up by Vancouver as they're trying to regain control. They'll get it into the Utah end, but Cole will get to it first as both teams go for a change. Long pass up by Utah. They'll get the chip in for no icing. 13:04. Left side corner. Utah trying to get that back to the point. Vancouver will steal it away instead. Here comes Bluger back up the other way. Right side with speed. He'll slow down at the right side dot. Force in the right corner. Trying to get that over to DeBrusk, it looked like. Not quite able to. Utah back up the other way. Kerfoot forced to just dump that in. Demko looking to slow. He will. He'll leave that for Juleson. Looking to clear, but Utah will keep it in. Kesselring at the right point. Trying to get that right side for Kerfoot. Not quite able to. Vancouver looking to clear left side. They will on the second attempt this time. All the way back down to the Utah end. No icing on the play there. 12:20 left in the third. Shot setting 19-15 still. Utah favor. Long pass up by Utah. Barely able to get that into the Vancouver zone, but doesn't matter. Back up the other way. 3-on-2. Now 3-on-3 is not able, as they weren't able to get that shot off in time or anything really. Hughes quick pass across. Vancouver will dump that in. Pedersen racing forward along the right side boards. Him or Sherwood. It was Sherwood, not Pedersen. Utah looking to clear that out left side. Hughes a big shot in front. Saved by Vejmelka. It'll end up right side instead. Sherwood with it. Or not Sherwood with it. Whoever Vancouver had over there trying to fight for it, doesn't matter. It'll end up behind the Utah net. Model will get to it first. Looking to push that out left side. Long pass up by Cooley. Trying to get it over to Gunther. Not quite able to hold it. As that's poke checked away out of the zone. Will end up behind the Utah net. Sergachev there to grab it. 11:25 left in the third. Here comes Utah back up the other way. Hayton with it. Up along the left side boards. Vancouver trying to clear that. Valimaki will keep it in just for a second, though. Luger back up the other way. He'll dump that into the Utah end. Sergachev will get to it first. Valimaki, quick pass up. Here's Keller with it. Moving up with speed. He'll cut in left side. He'll drop that back for Schmaltz. Schmaltz, a shot. Looking for the rebound. Keller grabs it, and that one's in for Utah. 10:58, and Utah is on the board. There's a shot from Schmaltz caught, or at least Demko thinks he has it. Keller moving in front to grab that one just in time. Utah on the board with about 11 left. Still plenty to play. Utah, great rush there as Keller cuts in right side. He'll drop that back for Schmaltz. He gets that shot in front. Demko has the initial shot blocked, but not able to hold that as it bounces right out of his grasp. Keller just cuts right in front, right at the right time. Picks up that puck, completely open net to fire at. Puts it in with ease. Keller, his 11th of the year, assists from Schmaltz and Hayton, their 20th and 8th, respectively. 10:50 left in the third. Dump deep into the Vancouver end. Utah looking to keep that in left side. They will, although play blown dead as a penalty has been called. Cole will be going to the box. 2 minutes for high sticking against Besser. So we'll see if this 1-goal lead is actually going to last, or if this Vancouver power play can answer back quickly and prove that they are still going to win this game. Listening to Vancouver, Utah on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. 10:45 left in the third. Utah up one, or not Utah up one. Utah scores to bring it within one. Vancouver up 2-1. However, Vancouver back on the power play. We'll see if this Utah penalty kill can do enough to kind of keep this game within one. Keller getting redressed in the tunnel. Not sure what they were looking at there, but something of note. Seems to be fine, though. Left side draw in the Utah zone. Hughes with it. Pushing that along the left side boards. Be pushed down around to the right corner. Push back around to the left side. Hughes able to grab it, I believe. Looking to push that back to the point. Now Hughes with it. Right side. Back to Hughes down at the point. Right side for Miller. Back to Hughes. Big shot from the left side. Goes wide entirely. Besser, the one with that shot there. Kept in on the right side point by Hughes. Back to Miller. Deep right side. Just waiting patiently at the dot. 1:20. He'll circle deep down to the right corner. Hughes, a quick pass over the left side for Garland. Back to Hughes. Looking for a shot in front. Saved by Vejmelka. Garland, he'll push that back to Hughes down at the point. Back to Hughes now at the slot. Push the right side. Besser getting to the slot now. Hughes, big shot from Besser. That one saved in front. Catches the stick or a body or something. Doesn't matter. Kept out. Utah back up the other way looking for a short-handed. Stenlin. Pass just goes a little wide. Doesn't matter. They're killing time anyway. Two Vancouver players just keeping him up against the boards for anything. 45 seconds left. DeBrusque moving back up the other way quickly. Looking for a pass in front to Hughes. Catches off his skate, though. Can't get that shot off as quickly as he'd like. Big shot from the slot. That one saved by Vejmelka again. Utah up the other way again. 30 seconds left. Cooley moving in all alone. That one shot saved by Demko. He'll let that go to rent the whistle. Cooley, a great job on that shorthanded 3-on-1 rush there. Vancouver back up the other way. 20 seconds. Forced to bring that around. Cooley will get to it first. Looking to clear. Won't be able to. Kept in at the line. By Suter, moving up right side. Shot right into the glove of Vejmelka as Pedersen tries to move up the right side and bring this back within 2. 10 seconds left on the power play now. 8:55 left in the third. Shots currently sitting 22-20 in favor of Utah. Vancouver doing a great job when they can on this penalty kill of getting those quality shots, good passing around. Utah at the same time doing a great job keeping to the outside. Vancouver bobbles that pass down from the face-off there all the way back down, and that penalty is killed off. Big kill for Utah there. 8:40 left in the second. Utah looking for one more. Tied up and neutralized. Sherwood with it. He'll push that back to the Vancouver end. Looking for quick passes up. Sherwood will grab it over the left side. Quick pass in front. Quick shot. That one saved by Vejmelka. Suter just catches that kind of little soft pass there and just hammers that one right on net. Vejmelka able to answer and keep this within 1. Hayton. He'll leave that back for Keller. Pressured by Joshua, though. Has to give that over to Kesselring. Looking to clear that out right side. He'll bounce up neutral ice. Susie will get to it first. I'm going to make that mistake all night. Juleson. Pass over to Dakota. Catches off a skate, though. It'll double back to the Vancouver line. Susie with a quick pass up. Will end up behind the Utah net. Goliachonik trying to push that out right side. Utah will on the second attempt as they double that back into their own zone. Looking to push that in right side of the Vancouver zone. Won't be able to. It'll bounce back to Goliachonik at the Utah blue line. 7:35 now left. Pass up to McBain. Trying to cut in through everybody. It'll end up left corner. Trying to race Desharnais for it. He'll grab it. Moving left side. Forced to ring it around. Cooley can't quite hold that. It'll end up right side boards. Mata pushing up from the line to grab to it first. It'll end up to Gunther. Right side. That one goes wide. Utah back behind the Vancouver net. Pushed over to Cooley at the right side. Pass in front. Left down at the line. Shot. That one looking for a deflection. Deflects wide instead. Held in at the right side corner. 6:58 now left in the third. Cooley trying to cut in front. Hughes will steal that one away. And that one all the way back down to the Utah end. Cole will grab it first. Hayton looking to push that one, or Krause looking to push that one in right side of the Vancouver zone. But Vancouver will clear it right back out. Krause will pick it right back up, though. Utah passing back in their own zone. Bad pass to neutral ice, though. Vancouver back up the other way. Big shot from Sasson. Vejmelka didn't think he had that one initially, but does end up holding that one for the save. 6.5 left in the third. Utah brings this within one, but Vancouver with some great pressure to prevent Utah from finding that tying goal. We'll see if they can do it in these last few minutes, especially that big kill from Utah, really proving they are not out of this game yet. Listening to Vancouver, Utah on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. .6:30 remaining in the third. Vancouver up 2-1. Utah with some good pressure, but Vejmelka keeping them in it when they need to. Vancouver not letting Utah get an inch in these last few minutes, just needing to hold out a little longer. Left side around the Utah zone, one back by Utah, not able to clear those. That bounces up over the stick. Pettersson in front with it, can't get the shot off. He'll regain control of it right side. Doubling up right corner, looking for a tip in front. It'll bounce right through the crease instead. Utah trying to move it out through left side. They will. Pass in front for Schmaltz. Left across the right to the left side. That'll bounce. Or Mata, the one with the attempt there. Tied up in the left corner. Maselli trying to help. A quick shot from Utah. Krause, the one there. Well, that one will go wide. Should stop bouncing my mic. Krause tied up the left side corner. Not able to do much. Vancouver will regain control, looking to clear it. Barely will bounce out of the zone, back to neutral ice. Utah pick it right back up, though. Moving in right side is Maselli. Trying to find that in front. He'll bounce to the left corner instead. Bukestad there to pick it up. Not able to do much. Forced back in the left corner. Juleson able to move that out left side. Quick passing up by Vancouver. That'll end up out of their zone. Sergachev, he'll ring that around right side into the Vancouver zone. He'll bounce in front. Vejmelka with a quick little, not Vejmelka, Demko with a quick little push out of the net. 5:13 left in the third now. It'll bounce left corner, Vancouver zone, looking to clear it out left side. It'll take a weird bounce in front. Schmaltz will grab it, trying to push that to Keller in front. Won't be able to. Kept in along the right side boards. Valimaki trying to fight for it. Now behind the Vancouver net. That pass just goes a little wide for Keller. Kessling racing in to help him along the right side boards. Delayed penalty on Vancouver, though. Should be a cross-checking if I had to believe from what I saw there. 4:52 left in the third. Utah on the power play. However, this is not as good a sign as it seems initially, as Utah not been very successful. We'll see if with that one goal so far in the third, that's the push they need to really get something going. Apparently, the advertisers need their money as we head back to commercial. You're listening to Vancouver, Utah on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. Don't go anywhere. About 4:52 left to play. We'll be back after the short commercial break. About 5 left to play in the third. Utah down 1, but on the power play. This is going to be crucial for them. They have not done very well on the power play tonight, mainly thanks to that amazing Vancouver penalty kill, keeping them to the outside and really not even letting them get into the zone at all. So if Utah's going to need to come, if Utah's going to want to come back into this game, they're going to need to battle through that. If nothing else, win that initial draw and get something going off that. They proved during that second power play that that can work. So if you're not able to beat that penalty kill, at least win this draw. Utah will win it back. Kept in at the line for Sergachev. Gunther with it right side. Pass up to Keller. Keller deep right side with it. Back to Sergachev down at the right side point. He'll move up into the slot. Back to Keller right side. Cooley deep down at the line with it. Keller looking for something. Over to Gunther, a big shot. That one goes, whoa, it goes in instead. That one looks like it flutters wide, but no, it bounces in instead. And this game is tied. Off a shot that I'm going to need to see the replay on that one. Cooley down back at the line with it. He'll give that to Keller at the right side. Quick pass over to, oh my goodness, you don't get much luckier than that. Gunther kind of fans on that shot, but instead of shooting that left side corner where he's at, it bounces right side corner instead. And, Demko is not expecting that in the slightest. That one bounces in for Utah. 4:25 left in the third. This one bounces down for an icing, back down to the Utah end. We will go. Wow, that does not get any luckier if you're Utah. Shots currently sitting 25-22, Utah favor. 4:22 left, back down to the Utah zone. We will go. App awarding that goal to Schmaltz. Although on the replay, that was very clearly Gunther, so we'll see when the app decides to fix itself. Left side draw in the Utah zone. Vancouver wins that back. Hughes pass over to Myers, looking for that one wide. Looking for a quick pass around as Garland won't find it. Utah back up the other way. Kerfoot passing that across. Utah over the line shot. That one tips wide into the glass, but not into the netting. Tied up in the right corner. Maselli trying to dig away at it. Kept in by Kerfoot. That's probably Carcone, and it was Carcone instead, not Maselli. Quick pass over to Stenlin, tied up in that right corner. Carcone able to come away with it. He'll dump that right side as he looks like he's trying to put that in front, not able to. Bounces all the way back down to the Utah end. Cole will hold it behind the Utah net. 3:35 left in the third. Utah, quick pass up the left side. It's for Hayden. He'll double back. Leave that for Schmaltz. Quick pass over to Keller at the right side dot. Looking for a quick little backhand in front. Pass back. Sergachev with it. That shot goes wide. Saved in front by Demko. That one pushed to the left corner now. Tied up, it'll end up to the right side. Valimaki will get to it first. Pressured though, Schmaltz will grab it instead. Left side now, Utah. Keller, tied up by Juleson, can't do much. It'll bounce out of the Vancouver zone, but Valimaki there to pick it up in the Utah end. 2:50 now left in the third. Shot sitting 27-23, Utah. Maselli with some pressure on him, so he'll just circle the Utah net. Chipped up by Utah as they can't quite control it. Susie, a quick little pass over to Juleson. Will bounce into the Utah end. Cole racing for it. Trying to beat out DeBrusk, it looks like. Will end up left side. Susie trying to keep it in, won't be able to. Utah will dump it left side corner of the Vancouver zone. Do it just too well, though, as it goes back down for an icing. I did realize looking at the goal again, or on the stat sheet again, it was likely tipped in front as well. So that shot whiffed on and then tipped. Schmaltz, his 6th of the season on the power play. Keller and Cooley with the assists, their 19th and 20th, respectively. Left side draw in the Utah zone. 2:22 left in the third, tied at 2 apiece. Bukestad and Bluger on the draw. One back the left side boards. Vancouver trying to fight for it. That probably should have been an interference penalty, but wasn't. Maselli will dump that in. Krause will push it right back to him in the right corner. Kept in by Sergachev. Cole with it deep. Over to the left side, looking for a shot. Cooley can't quite hold that puck, though. Stolen away by Joshua, that's his last name. Looking to move that out. Here's Bluger moving up the left side, or right side with speed, trying to cut in front. Saved by Vejmelka. He'll pick that right back up the left side, a minute 50. Cooley fighting for it, the line. Not able to come away with it, though. Miller will instead pass across. Big shot. That one hits a body in front. Catches Miller, actually. Garland, the one trying to get that shot off. Kept in the zone. Big shot from Juleson. That one hits the body. This one, a Utah player at least. A minute 30 now. Susie with it, looking for a tip in front. Vancouver can't quite find it. Almost had this game over with. Back up the other way is Utah. McBain can't quite get to it first. Demko will dump it right corner. Fighting for it along the right side boards. Susie and Gunther digging away at it. Will end up back to the right side point. Kept in. Stenlund trying to get a tip just to bounce that in front. Can't find it, though. Bounced out by Vancouver. Back down to the Utah end. Final minute of the third. Tied up at 2. Utah will chip that in right corner of the Vancouver zone. Desharnais looking to clear it. Utah will keep it in instead. Kerfoot, he'll push that all the way back down to the right side. Valimaki will get to it first. He'll push that back to Kerfoot, it looks like. Moving down the right side now. Back to Valimaki, looking for a tip in front. Big shot, saved by Demko. An immaculate save as he's able to jump across the net just in time to keep this game tied. Back down to the Utah end, looking to clear, not able to. Big pass in front, Vancouver trying to dig away at it. Too many sticks in front, though. Can't get a shot off. Back down, Vancouver with it. 20 seconds left. Pedersen catches an edge, can't quite get anything. He'll bounce that in on net. Vejmelka, he'll just push it behind the Utah net. 13 seconds left. Held behind by Cole. Sherwood with pressure. Looks like both teams are just going to ride this one out. Sherwood with one last kind of rush at him, see if he can get anything spooked. And this one will need extra time. At the end of the third, shots sitting 28-24 in favor of Utah, tying this one up late. Off a, frankly, lucky bounce by Utah on that power play. So this one will need extra time. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Vancouver, Utah on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back with overtime. Whoops, there it is. Welcome back as we get ready to start overtime. An immaculate save by Demko right at the end there. Carcone races across the zone as that puck bounces to the right side. Diving save keeps this game tied at 2. Overtime record so far, Vancouver 3-5, Utah 4-5. We'll see who gets the second point tonight. Shots at the end of the second there, or at the end of the third, 10 apiece. Here we go. Stenlund, Keller, Mata out on the ice for Utah. Stenlund likely, if he wins this draw, just goes straight to the bench if I had to imagine. They've done that before. Can't imagine why they wouldn't do it again. Puck drop, tied up at the dot. Utah win it back. Mata with it. Doubling back into his own zone. Quick pass up to Keller. Stenlund off the ice. Utah rushing up quickly, looking for a tip in front on Mata. Won't find it. That one goes wide. Besser, he'll push that around to the right side. Pressured. Vancouver able to move up and out of their zone. Garland, the one pressured there, forced to dump that back to Vancouver end. Moving up into the Utah zone. Garland forcing right side. Able to get that over. Or now Garland with it. Miller, the one pressing that earlier. Hughes now with it. Trying to cut in front left side. Looking for a tip in front, won't find it. Utah moving back up the other way, or at least they thought they were gonna. Gunther will just double back into his own zone, slow this puck down. Now moving up the left side with speed, he'll leave that back for Valimaki at the line. Barely kept in by Schmaltz. He'll double that back into neutral ice. Pressured by DeBrusk. Cooley kind of puts on the brakes there. Fakes out DeBrusk, moves into the zone. Pettersson tied up on the boards there. Hughes will grab behind the Vancouver net. 3:43 left in overtime. Pettersson not able to grab that pass. Bad pass by Utah, though. Vancouver will pick it right back up in neutral ice. Soucy, right side with it, pressured by Schmaltz. He'll be pushed to the left corner. Cooley will get to it first. He'll push that back to Schmaltz behind the Utah net. 3:20 left in the third, or left in overtime. Big pass up to Cooley. Still trying to move it out of their own zone. Leave that back for Cole. And a pass back to Schmaltz. Besser still in the Utah zone for pressure. He'll get that over to Cole. Cole still pressured, this time by Sherwood. Finally able to cut out of his own zone. Pass into neutral ice. Carcone will get to it. Moving up. Utah back up the other way. Or here's Sherwood back up the other way right side. Vancouver moving up. Miller with it. Trying to cut in front for something. Leaves it to Hughes. Getting into the slot. Can't find a shot, though. Will. Looking for a rebound. Barely doesn't go in. Vancouver almost has the game winner there. Back down to left side point. Hughes with it. He'll get that over to Miller. Back to Hughes at the slot. 2:25. Hughes moving up with it. Looking for another tip. Garland the one there. Trying to find it. Won't. Mata able to push that one out of the Utah end. Hughes with it. Tied up in neutral ice, though. Vancouver forced back into their own zone. Just for a second. Back up the other way. Vancouver a shot. That one goes wide. 2:05 left. Utah looking for one big rush. Here comes Keller. Shot. That one goes wide. He just hammers that one. Kept in, though. Back over to Keller at the left side. Can't quite control it as much as he'd like, but keeps it in the zone. Down at the left dot. In front for Valimaki. Left for Schmaltz. Back to Valimaki at the left or right side. Back to Keller at the right side. He'll circle back down to the slot. Back to Schmaltz, right side. That one barely doesn't bounce in. Both teams almost had a chance to end this game. Pettersson looking to clear, and they will. Here comes Besser moving back up the other way. Pass over, cross. That one goes wide. Looking for the wraparound, won't find it. Gunther will pick it up instead. 1:25 left in the overtime. Gunther moving up the left side with speed. He'll slow in neutral ice. He'll dump that back down to the Utah end. It's Sergachev with it. He'll leave it back for Schmaltz. Schmaltz moving in a dangle. Move one. That one bounces up over the net. Beautiful move there. Brandstrom trying to move it out of the Vancouver zone. 1 minute left in overtime. Vancouver back up the other way. Here's Miller with it at the right side. Slowing. He'll leave it for Hughes. Right side trying to cut in front. Force to the left side. 45 seconds. Forced down to the slot point. Beats Cooley, trying to move in, looks for a shot, or trying to get a backhand right in front. Won't. A little body bounce back to the right side. 35 seconds now. Miller trying to get anything going. They'll push that back to neutral ice instead, trying to get that one reset. 25 seconds. Hughes, he'll give it to Miller, looking for one last rush. Moving up the left side, trying to get that to Garland, looking for the tip there. Won't find it. 18 seconds. Utah back up the other way. Cooley with it. Cooley in front to Sergachev. That one goes in! With 11.4 left in overtime, Utah takes the second point tonight. Cooley, Sergachev back up the other way. Cooley up the left side, passes that over to Sergachev on the right end, and puts this one barely past Demko. They will take this game 3-2 at home. Oh, good Lord. What a game. Final shot sitting 31-27 for Utah. Let's see that one again on the replay. Cooley just breaks out of the Utah zone with speed. He's got Sergachev with him, realizes he has it. Quick little backhand, just bobbles that. Looks like he goes 5-hole right through Demko. We'll see on this angle. Yeah, just goes 5-hole right through him. Barely almost pushes this one to a shootout. Doesn't matter though. Sergachev decides he wants to go home. Doesn't really get that pass either. Just kind of swings at it. And I mean, with 11 seconds left, you're just going to swing at anything at that moment. So, good game for Utah there. Battling back after a rocky start to win this game 3-2 in overtime. Next game for Utah will be December 20th. They're in Minnesota for a quick little road trip and then back home for 2. The Minnesota game on Friday will be the last one I call before Christmas. It's a silly little thing called work decides they want me to work those days. So meet me back on Friday where we see if Utah can continue their winning streak and beat Minnesota, who's been playing better and been playing good all season. We'll see what happens then. I have been Taryn Holmes. This has been Utah 801 at Utah Hockey Radio. Have yourself a good rest of the night.